Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Kevin, and in today's video I'm doing a back exercises tier list. Now, I haven't done a tier list in a minute. I think it's been like 3 months, and the one before that I think was 5 months. So we're definitely do a tier list. Now, one of the tier lists that I previously done was push day exercises, and this is going to be more so pull day exercises. So honestly, let's just get right into it. First up, we got hyperextensions. Now, personally, I don't really do hyperextensions because I feel like you could just kind of do a deadlift and that would just take care of that. So hyperextensions, I think they're probably just nice beginner gains. You know, I don't think they're a bad exercise or anything like that, but are they really that necessary? Probably not. Now, next up, we got T-bar rows. Now, T-bar rows, again, this is an exercise that I just simply don't do, but I think they are pretty good, and I feel like I should try to incorporate them every once in a while into my program. It's mostly just that the setup is kind of annoying, which is why I kind of just avoid them, but I'm down to try them. So honestly, they're probably just gonna go in the sheesh category. Next up, we got barbell rows. Now, I think barbell rows are honestly amazing. Like, to be honest with you, they're probably elite. Like, when I think of pull day exercises or back day exercises, the first thing I think of are barbell rows. Next up, we got seated machine rows, and again, just like barbell rows, I think these are elite because I think the whole thing with barbell versus machine is kind of annoying in my opinion, because I think they both have their own time and place. So I'd say incorporate both, to be honest. And just as a side note, when I put something in a tier, it's not in any particular order. So, you know, one is not supposed to be in front of the other. They're just both elite in my opinion. But next up, we got pull-ups. Come on, bro. Elite. Easily elite. I think pull-ups are one of the best exercises that you can incorporate into your pull days because they hit multiple muscle groups and they're a compound exercise. So you really can't go wrong with pull-ups. And speaking of multiple muscles being hit, deadlift, easy money. Easy money, it's going in the elite. Deadlifts are amazing. They're probably one of my favorite exercises to do. And I think they're in the top 3 exercises along with squat and bench press. So honestly, deadlift, it's gonna have to go in elite. Next up, we got single arm dumbbell rows. Single arm dumbbell rows, I mean, personally, I'm not too much of a fan of these, so I'm probably just gonna put them in maybe you compete. The thing that I really do like about single arm dumbbell rows is that you get to isolate each side of your back, which is really helpful, but they're probably not my favorite, so it's gonna have to go in you compete. Now, next up, we got dumbbell pullovers, and honestly, I'm probably just gonna put this in nice beginner gains because this is an exercise that I don't do, but on top of that, I really don't see many people doing this exercise. This is more of a I'm not too sure where to put this type of an exercise, so honestly, it's just gonna have to go in the middle of the road for me. I don't really do them, but I'm not sure if they're too useful or if they're not useful, but for now, I'm just gonna leave them at nice beginner gains. Now, next up, we got seated rows, which I don't really understand because we have seated machine rows here. I don't know what they mean by seated rows, but if that basically means that a cable is not included, that's probably just gonna have to go to I'm sorry for your loss, because I don't really understand why you would do regular seated rows when you can do seated rows on a machine and just make your life overall easier. Again, I'm not too sure if there's a difference between seated rows or seated machine rows, or if they're meant to be the same thing, but if this doesn't include a machine, then I'm sorry for your loss. Next up, we got lat pull down. Now, lat pull down, I think I'm gonna put in maybe you compete, because personally, I like pull-ups a lot more, and I think there are more gains to be made from pull-ups for sure, since you're gonna use a lot of ab work as well. But the one thing that lat pull down has that pull-ups could have but don't have as much or as easily is the ability to progressively overload your weight. When it comes to lat pull down, it's very easy to progressively overload. Whereas pull-ups, you're gonna have to get a belt, attach the weight, etc, etc. But even with that, I still think pull-ups are more elite than the lat pull down. Now next up, what the hell is this, bro? Plane pull? I mean, to be honest with you, I don't see anyone doing this. Like, what the hell?
Where are you gonna get a plane from?
I mean, if you can afford a plane, then damn, good on you. But as far as a plane pull is concerned, I mean, I'm just gonna have to put this in, I'm sorry for your loss, because
you can easily just do this at a gym with equipment, and it's definitely going to be less expensive, so yeah.
plane pull is gonna go there. Next up, we got sled push. Now, the sled push, I know of it, but I've never really done it, and I don't do it. But I do know that it hits multiple muscle groups, and overall, it seems like a very good exercise if you're trying to kind of incorporate a little bit of cardio and a little bit of weightlifting, kind of at the same time, essentially. So it actually seems very interesting to me. I'm probably just gonna put it in the sheesh category. If you guys know about this exercise, comment down below and tell me if it's worth trying or not. Next up, we got chest supported rows, and just like the T-bar rows, this is gonna go in sheesh. Now personally, I don't really do chest supported rows, even though I feel like I should be doing them more, mostly because I'm doing machine rows and barbell rows over the chest supported row. But I think the chest supported row is very good because there's going to be less strain on your back overall, and it's going to allow you to focus on the exercise more than the pain that's associated with it. Up next, we got super yoke. Now I'm going to be honest, before I even started this video, I had to research what the hell this even was because I had no idea. But even after doing some research, I can't really truly understand it. So I don't know, it just doesn't seem too convenient, so I'm just gonna put this at, do you even lift, bro? Next up, I don't even know why this is here, but we got yoga. Now, as far as a pull day or back exercises tier list is concerned, this is gonna go all the way on the bottom of this tier list. But if this was like a post-workout thing, then hell yeah, it would be elite. But as far as back exercises or a pull day is concerned,
I'm sorry for your loss.
Up next, we got sumo deadlift. Now I'm gonna keep this nice and short. This is going at the bottom of the tier list as well, because you shouldn't sumo deadlift, okay? Only conventional.
Only.
Now, okay guys, now that's a bit harsh. I personally only conventionally deadlift, and I know sumo gets hated on a lot, but I mean, I don't really know. Again, I'm always gonna support conventional over sumo, but I mean, you can't really go too wrong with sumo either, so it's gonna just probably go in the sheesh category. Next up, we got the straight arm pullover. Now this is an exercise that I do on every single pull day that I have, and I really do like it. I wouldn't say it's really elite, but I definitely would say it would go in the you compete category, at least for me personally, because I really like them and I like the pressure that's associated with it and how much you can easily progressively overload it on a machine with cables. Next, we got what's called a suspension row, or basically a row that you do with your body versus actual weights. Now, this is something I don't do, but I've seen a couple of people I know do them, and I've obviously tried them before, and I like them. You know, they're not bad. I think they're pretty decent, to be honest. I don't think you can go wrong with it. I'm gonna just leave it in the sheesh category. Up next, we got dumbbell shrugs. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is elite. If this is not a part of your pull day or your back exercises, I don't know what you're thinking. Shrugs are perfect for developing your traps, and you can't go wrong with this whatsoever. So you should definitely incorporate this into your routine. Next up, we got a man maker row, whatever that means, but it seems like it's just a row on the floor with dumbbells. I mean, to be honest, I'm just gonna put this in do you even lift, because it just doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna do a single arm dumbbell row, do it with either the support of a bench or you leaning on something, but on the floor, I feel like it's gonna limit your range of motion, so it doesn't really make sense to me, and I don't know why anyone would do this exercise. Now for these next two, Pilot Swimming and Superman, they're probably both gonna go in I'm sorry for your loss. To be honest, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Don't even waste your time with these. Next up, we got shrugs on a barbell, it seems like. Now for this, I'm gonna put in you compete. Now the reason it's under the dumbbell shrugs is because personally, I think dumbbell shrugs are much more better and effective because I feel like you have that freedom to move around a little bit, and I think that helps a lot. Whereas when you're doing a barbell shrug, you're kind of trapped in place, no pun intended. But yeah, so I like the freedom that comes with the dumbbells, so that's why I'm gonna put shrugs in terms of doing it with the barbell and you compete instead of an elite. Lastly, we got muscle ups. Now I think muscle ups are elite. The only problem is that they're hard as fuck to do. To be honest, I've never done a muscle up, but I haven't really attempted to do one either. So to be honest, I really should try one and see if I can actually do it on a fresh, rested body. But I don't know, they're really good. You get to incorporate a lot of muscles, including your biceps. So that's really good. So all in all, I'm gonna say muscle ups are an elite exercise as long as you can do them. But if you can't quite do them yet, then just work on your regular pull-ups or your lat pull down until you can get there. Alright guys, I think that is gonna do it for this video. Now, this video, or I guess this tier list, didn't include bicep exercises. Now I found a really good bicep exercises tier maker, but I think I'm just gonna leave that for another video and just call this video, or I guess title it back exercises tier list instead of a full-on pull day, which would include biceps. But yeah, if you guys want to see that video, drop a like. Let me know if you guys agree with this tier list or if you completely disagree. I think I did a pretty good job all in all. I don't think there's too much to disagree on, but I also don't see too much that I'd want to change. Maybe in the you compete and sheesh tier list, some of these are interchangeable, but that's probably about it. Or maybe some of them could go in elite, but it is what it is. This is how I rate it. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, comment down below what you think and what your opinions are, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace!